when I was at the Palladium as a chorus girl, and we used to have to come downstairs while we were dancing. And when I was in the Folies Bergère, we did the same in the feathers.
The Folies Bergère, you did all the feathers things too?
Yeah. I wasn't a nude, but
rude.
it was really rude. And I was a scantily dressed dancer, they called them, and then there were nudes. But the show I was in was very early on in England. 4 nude shows apart from at the Windmill Theatre. So this one caused great excitement, and so much so, in more ways than one, you could see men being carried out, having had heart attacks, or in some cases dying. And sometimes the nudes would report them for fumbling in their pockets, things like that. And they'd
For change to throw, you mean?
Yeah.
How old were you then?
17.
That must have been quite an eye-opener.
It was. I think I was reported for staring because I couldn't believe my eyes. Sometimes you'd walk along the corridor and there'd be this naked woman in a huge hat on the telephone, and it was extraordinary.
Just like here.
Well, I'd stare, I think, in that situation.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But it was, yes, it was an eye-opener.
So the Folies Bergère, you went to France?
No, this was in at the Prince of Wales.
Oh,
That's why
I
it
see.
caused such a stir here.
Right, I see,
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't make that clear.
No, right.
And, you know, because they'd never seen anything like that.
But
here.
you got to have warmer togs on when you were at the Palladium afterwards?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but in those days, dancers did wear very brief costumes. And, it was strange, because when... I'm sorry, I'm butting in.
No, carry on, please.
When I did Till Death Us Do Part, and I had to wear one of those first mini-skirts, I was really embarrassed. And they say, Una, you're really embarrassed wearing a mini-skirt when you think of all the things that you wore as a dancer.
Yeah.
And
There you are. With, what did Alf used to call them?
Scousegit.
Yeah.
Isn't it strange when you think he's the father-in-law of our Prime Minister? When you think of all the dialogue
He's Sherry, in case you don't know at home, he's Sherry Blair's dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
our Prime Minister's father-in-law.
Yeah, which is really strange.
Well, it is when you think of the arguments and the discussions we used to have on the programme.
Yeah. Because you used to hear about all her examination results, didn't you, when you were actually filming?
Oh, he was always very proud of her, and she's got another award, or she's passed this great test, and yeah, he was always proud. He's probably still even more proud now.
And I just want to get onto the needlecraft thing that we were talking about there, because I was telling you that it got sort of cult status.
Why?
Well, it was funny when we were talking about it this morning. We were saying about you coming on, and we were writing things down about, and I said about this, and everybody in the office was, "Oh, I used to make a point of sitting and watching that." I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but it just did. I suppose it's just so enthusiastic about it. I suppose enthusiasm will carry almost any subject, won't it?
Maybe. I remember being in Nottingham, and I passed a group of students, and they screamed, and I thought, what's this? And they said, oh, look, and she's got her little glasses on, and oh, she's... and they again, and waiters used to watch it. I don't know.
No, I suppose it's just sort of well-loved from the things, because you're sort of rooted there in the British consciousness, aren't you? I mean, from Summer Holiday, when you were bouncing around on the bus.
And I suppose some of the television shows I've done that were so successful at the time, also there weren't many stations, so it meant that a lot of people saw those programmes, and you didn't have videos then, and yeah, so it had huge viewing figures.
Yeah, but it was very successful, of course, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there you are.
I've been fortunate.
But what is the appeal of embroidery? I've got to ask this as a girl that he cannot even sew on a button.
Well, I mean, I don't do standard embroidery. What I do is the same sort of thing I'm doing now in watercolours I would do with a needle. So I was sort of like painting pictures with embroidery. Do you know Seurat, the painter Seurat, like pointillism and that sort of thing? What's the appeal? Well, what is the appeal of anybody else's hobby? You know, some people like carpentry, some people like playing football, you know.
So it's sort of a therapeutic thing, really?
Yeah, I think that's why most people have hobbies, is for something separate from their work.
Our Steve here's a keen hooverer, aren't you?
And embroidery and needlecraft. I do, I'm an addict for hoovering.
Yeah, I am too.
I love it.
I like housework. People say, do you go to class? You think, no. Prefer to do
I come on here in the
housework.
morning. I'm the first one out with a can of spray stuff.
Well, I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, well, I didn't. This morning I was late.
Yeah, but that's Rodri as well. He's a rugby player and he spills stuff all over the place. What can you do about him? So now you're doing Your
I haven't. I
narrating?
start on Monday.
Right.
As the MC, Master of Ceremonies, in Side by Side by Sondheim. Dawn French did the first one, and Emma Freud's done a week, and Tony Slattery. And I'm doing next week. Yeah. Oh, well, I agreed to do it, and then I went and saw Dawn French's week, and she was so wonderful. She was so adorable, and you think, well, it's a bit arrogant on my part, daring to sort of follow her, you know, because she was exceptional, is exceptional.
Oh, we're sure you'll be.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll do my best, but she is unique, I think.
Just what I'm very interested in, I mean, you may have heard earlier we were talking to Jane Green about passion junkies and about the relationship between men and women and finding that man.
Yeah.
Do you think things were different in the 60s for girls?
Well, it's difficult to talk now because it is different for me because I'm an older woman. I can't say what it's like for young girls now, except that I do have a lot of young friends who are sadly single. I say sadly single because they do want to meet people. And they are beautiful, beautiful, skilled, wonderful girls, you know, and yet they don't seem to be able to meet men. Maybe because they're spending longer on their career before they take relationships seriously, I don't know. And whether when we were younger we dived in at a much earlier age when there were many more available men. I don't know. And also maybe after the 60s men are not quite sure what their role is at the moment. And also they're like men in the sweet shop, aren't they? There's so many available women. That perhaps they don't want to settle down. I don't know.
Perhaps just men are uglier these days.
No, they're not. They're not. Look
Yeah.
at you. No.
Gosh.
No.
It's interesting you say girls because, you know, there's all this confusion nowadays. Some women call themselves girls or women.
Oh,
you
I
know?
call myself a woman.
Yeah.
I was only referring to people when they were younger as girls.
At what age did you
But
think
there's
you were a
big
woman?
difference.
I was surprised when, because I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if there's anybody as old as me in the audience. Probably not. But the thing that is surprising is that you don't feel any different. So it's quite a surprise when actually somebody says, "Oh, that woman." And, oh,
Yeah,
yes,
but you
I
don't.
suppose I am a woman now.
But you don't actually look any different, I have to
Oh,
say.
thank you. This
You
is
really
very good
don't,
lighting.
actually. I mean, you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. But
You spend hours in milk baths. I mean, what do you do to keep yourself looking so good?
well, I suppose I do watch my weight, and I walk a lot now because I live in the centre of a city, so I don't drive a car anymore. So I exercise quite a bit. That way, I don't go to class.
Have you
I
always
don't
done
know.
that? I mean, I know you were a dancer and you kept yourself fit, but have you always watched your weight, or...?
I suppose so, because it was a thing, sadly, and we took it to extremes in the 60s. And that sort of, in a way, keeps with you. It's a very boring thing for people to go on about, oh, I diet and all this sort of thing. I think it feels odd if I put weight on. I feel uncomfortable because I'm not used to it.
Let's find out a few other little things about you. Quick fire questions. What do you do to relax?
Probably paint and see my friends.
And what's your favourite colour?
You want quick fire ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I like black, if that's considered
Really?
a colour. Yes.
Look, that was-
And pale grey. Pale grey. My flat's all pale grey.
Right. And if you had £1 million to spend immediately, well, you may well have.
Selfishly.
I don't know whether you have. I mean, you may well have anyway. But if you did have £1 million now to spend on one thing, what would it be?
Selfishly, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I'm really content at the moment where I am. So I'll probably sort my sons out, buy them flats or something.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I'm not saying that to be sicky, but I'm sort of really quite content at the moment. It's a very nice age, I have to say.
I've got a very,
It's
very quick one.
surprise age.
What is your
Yes.
biggest weakness?
Oh, not being forthright sometimes, biggest weakness.
Yes, it's not chocolate or anything obvious.
No. Oh, I suppose
Oh, I don't think that's your
not
weakness.
being confrontational until I think, oh, I should have said so and so. Yeah.
But you've been forthright with us.
Absolutely.
Haven't you? Yes, it's been really nice talking to you. You're going to hang around for a little while, I
I'll
think.
hang around.
Smashing. Thank you very much.
you.
Una Stubbs, ladies and gentlemen.